Hey, it's Greenberry.
And Kirsten. And we are here to do Adult Buddy Finders.
Yes, we're back.
Right. And we are here to help you find an adult buddy to share those adult desires, needs, wants.
Yeah.
Cravings.
Yeah, if you are coming back, welcome back.
And if it's your first time, welcome and enjoy this titillating episode.
Yes. If you're an adult. If you're not an adult, buzz off. It's for adults only. Get out of here, you kid.
18 or plus.
So today we have a phenomenal guest, Lauren Michaels. Not Lorne Michaels. Listen carefully. It's Lauren Michaels. Although this person is very funny, very fun.
Both comedians.
Both comedians. Does Lauren Michaels identify as a comedian?
That is a good call. We are talking about the SNL owner.
He owns it. So, Lauren Michaels, if you're not in the comedy world and don't care about Saturday Night Live, he is the producer of Saturday Night Live and has been with the show for many, many years. Lauren Michaels is a comedian. She lives here in Los Angeles. I've enjoyed her comedy many times.
Super funny.
Very funny. And
wonderful person.
A lot of times people think her name is a joke. It's not. It's her real name, biologically given to her.
We are serious here.
We're very serious. And we're going to be seriously talking to her about polyamory.
Yes, which I still am not 100% sure where the line is of polyamory and open relationships, or if they're the same thing.
Yeah, that's
what that is.
That's a good question. Oh, I actually had Googled polyamory.
I loved, I looked it up. Oh, no, I can't remember. Back to that.
You're like, me too. I also did the Googling.
I worked.
Together we Googled, what is polyamory? So polyamory is having an intimate relationship between 3 or more partners. It's by definition,
Try again.
Polyamory is by definition. It's a hard one to say. By definition.
By definition.
You did it. Polyamory is by definition mutually consensual.
Consensual non-monogamy was the word.
That
2
you
words
saw.
that I looked up and I liked so much.
Is it a hyphen word?
No, it is 2 separate words that are cuddled up nice and close, but not actually touching.
Not. They're cuddled. They're 2 separate words. They're not polyamorous. They're 2 words.
Yeah.
So it's not polygamy. Polygamy is a marriage of multiple people, which is illegal. It's not adultery. It's not swinging. It's not a symptom of sex addiction.
I did find out. I looked up if it was, because it popped up if it was legal or not, and it turns out that polyamory is legal. I don't know how you could make that legal or not legal. It's basically just having intimate relationships with more than one person.
Yeah, you just don't get the tax break.
So how?
Unless one of you are married. Yeah.
That's like telling people they can't date. For instance, and especially like in New York, you did dating in New York. Right?
I did one dating.
You did. Well, I dated all over the place.
I dated up and down those boroughs.
And a lot of the dating is when you're getting out there, you have multiple people that you're going out with, and you're kind of feeling it out to see who's going to be more of your person.
Oh, see, this is getting into a whole thing because they have something called cockroaching. You heard about this?
Oh, no.
It's a new term called cockroaches. So it's like, because this isn't always, I know what you're talking about. Where you're dating and it's like, we're not even like really that serious, but you are and you like each other, but like one obviously likes the other more. You're not monogamous, you're not in a relationship, but you're definitely having sex.
Yeah.
And this cockroaching is like whenever you're hooking up with somebody and you're kind of like in that situation where you're like, we're kind of not that serious, but then like you open the bed to see that there's so many cockroaches of relationships. Like they've got all sorts of relationships.
You're not the only cockroach.
You're not the only cockroach in the bed. That is not polygamy. That is not Gosh dang it.
Polyamory.
Polyamory. Holy smokes. That is where it's non-consensual.
Right. That is true.
I mean, you kind of know what you're getting into, but you were probably surprised. Were you ever surprised?
Well, no, and that's the thing, for me at least. I was like, I don't know, that's New York dating. That's what everybody does. Everybody, while they're still not in a serious relationship.
You are the cockroacher. You are the cockroacher.
But to be fair, I wasn't having sex. It was more, I don't remember actually, maybe I was. Let's just pretend like I wasn't having sex. I'm getting really red now.
It's hot in here.
It was just dating a bunch of people. You know, you date a bunch of people. Like, at what point, we've talked about this, at what point do you say, hey, I'm dating other people, but want to also date you, and not really sure where I'm at, but at what point do you not say that?
I know. And then you had to confess your love to somebody and be like, hey, I don't want to see anyone else. And then they say to you, like, I don't care. I don't like you like that. And then...
And you're like, where am I now?
Now where do I go?
Where do the cockroaches go?
To the singles bar.
When the cockroaches have been exterminated.
I believe that you are the king cockroacher. You're the one who's like, what? Like, we're just like it's just like dating.
Oh my god.
It's like some dating.
We're all sleeping with everyone.
Right, that's the New York way. One person did it. But polyamory, by contrast, is about integrity. It says, polyamorous, valuing honesty, self-knowledge, self-possession, integrity, and sex and love over jealousy.
So it's basically cockroaching, but in a healthy way.
Cockroaching with communication.
Cockroaches with therapy.
The final...
I like that. Cockroaching with communication. Sorry. Okay, I'm going to take it back. The term that I keep forgetting is obviously not that good of a term. Cockroaching with communication is the new term.
Just because you're king cockroach is all. That's why.
I know. So I feel like I get the rights to make a new term.
Yes, you own the rights to cockroaching. You can make it a good thing. So a healthy and successful polyamorous relationship, it allows the participants to grow communicatively, emotionally. Boundaries such as setting aside time from different partners, using non-blaming language can help polyamorous relationships flourish. Then there's this other piece that's like, some partners may take precedence over others. So like share finances. Some are primary partners. So it's a whole hierarchical relationship thing.
There's a lot in there, but the main piece is you're communicating.
Gotta communicate, or else you're just a king cockroach.
Wait, so were you ever cockroached or cockroached?
You know, a funny thing that you asked, because we are out of time. It's time for us to actually talk to Lauren.
Okay, well, I'm gonna find out.
That question is erased from your memory. You'll never ask again.
Hanging around with you.
Wow, let's do it. All right, welcome.
Okay. Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
We have Lauren Michaels, our guest, who's going to teach us about polyamory. We Googled it.
Yes, we did.
Oh, okay.
We found out the definition by the old wiki.
Oh, well, I'm curious what they said.
Oh, she did Wiki.
Oh, I thought you were reading wiki.
I wasn't reading Wiki.
Oh, no one did wiki. Sorry. That was a lie.
The blank slate.
She's always coming up with big stories. This is from simplypsychology.org.
Okay.
Oh, there's a lot of bullet points.
Okay.
But so the very first thing is like it's intimate relationship between 3 or more partners.
Oh, okay.
And it's mutually consensual.
Mm-hmm.
So then, like, we know it's not swinging. We know it's not. We kind of had a question.
The biggest thing that I think we got out of it was a relationship with 3 or more people that communicate and listen to each other and respect each other.
Yeah.
Was pretty much what we came down
Yes.
to.
Okay.
Yeah. What was the question we had?
what it was like basically like how do you define that versus like an open relationship?
That is a wonderful question.
Okay.
And what I have found in my early journey of polyamory is that a lot of people tend to define it specifically depending on what they want it to be.
Okay.
Because another term I see thrown around a lot is ethical non-monogamy.
Okay.
Which
I found consensual non-monogamy.
So like ENM is like a sort of an abbreviation I see on the dating app.
Yeah.
ENM, which often means it's like somebody's in an open relationship or somebody who has multiple partners that all know that it's not exclusive. For me, yeah, so the attraction to it for me was well, I read the book that began the label. So the book is called The Ethical Slut.
Oh yeah, we just heard about this.
Yeah.
Natasha told us
That's
about
what it
it.
was.
Janet. So they were in it. They were a couple, but then they weren't. And they're two women that wrote this whole thing about sort of reclaiming the word slut, which I love.
Yes.
And I think it came out like in the 80s or something. Oh, sorry, 97 it was originally published.
80s, 97, what's time?
I guess AIDS slowed the movement down, but then they came back. So, yeah, the idea that things that really stood out to me, I was reading it as I was in the end of my monogamous marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And throughout that marriage, I had to get crushes on people at work, or like I was always consistently attracted to multiple people.
Mm-hmm.
And in that relationship, I never cheated or anything. I would always feel really guilty or like something must be wrong with me. Like, why am I not just satisfied with this person who loves me? And well, there are other reasons why, but even like before I got into that, I mean, it's crazy when I think that I got married. I was never a little girl that had like a dream wedding idea or like had this like idea of a prince that would be my one person. Even when I was a kid, I had these fantasies that I was on an adventure with like 5 guys.
That were all
into
you.
Yeah, like I don't know. That was always my.
Did you have a fantasy that they were all into you and each other, or just you, or did it even go that far?
Really, I mean, when I was little, and I mean, I'm talking like really little, like it's weird, like
and I don't mean sexually. I just mean like
I thought like everybody was friends. It wasn't like a competitive thing. It was like we're all happy to be serving you and each other or whatever.
We're one big
So
happy
just like a
love family.
It's like a bunch of people that work for you.
Service.
I don't think that's.
I don't know if it's but so anyway, reading this book, they were saying like it was kind of like the first time I ever heard like, oh, there's nothing wrong with you for having crushes on people, and it's actually there's a lot of people that feel this way, that it's impossible for one person to satisfy them completely, emotionally, physically, all the things forever. And they were kind of taking apart this whole idea of how monogamy even started and how marriage even started, and it was about ownership, it was about land ownership, and it was about the joining of families, and they talk about these old cultures and societies that, you know, Western or not, all over the place, that were like the idea of like communal love, and we're all raising a family together, and they're everybody's kids, and we're all openly
Polyamorous.
pleasuring.
So really it is.
Sort of like, like you're really open to the pleasure possibilities without the jealousy and judgment and stigma and all that.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh my God, yeah, that sounds great. That sounds great. And that makes sense to me. And well, how do I enter that world?
How did you?
Yeah, exactly.
Whew. Well, first I said to my husband at the time, after he saw me reading this book, and he was starting, and he had a suspicion that he knew I think at some point I admitted that I had like a crush on somebody at work or something, and at the time thinking like, well, that'll make him like aware that like something not getting here, and then eventually I think in my desperation was like, well, what about this idea of open relationships?
Right.
And he did not take that well.
Okay. That was not a good conversation.
It was not a good conversation.
Was that because he felt like he wasn't open to an open relationship and sharing you, or is that because he was like, you don't love me?
I think he both. I think it was for him both, because it helped me realize too, some people are truly monogamous.
Yeah.
Like that is what feeds them.
You think he was?
And I think he is and was, and demisexual is another term that I don't know if demisexual.
Oh,
Are you
what's
familiar
that?
with this
No.
term?
I've heard it, but I don't. Doesn't that mean you can be attracted to anyone?
It
that's
means that
pansexual.
you need to have a good emotional connection to feel sexual.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
And so, that was a problem. Even I can feel sexual about any stranger off the street.
Do you? Are you?
Yes,
do you
constantly.
Are you always? Are you attracted to everyone you've seen? No.
I mean, there's some people I don't. No, I mean, there's definitely people that I find not attractive that I wouldn't want to touch, but
mostly, yes.
But in terms of and that's where sort of the pansexual idea came to mind, because I have not much experience out of being heterosexual, but I've had crushes on friends that are girls or coworkers that were trans or whatever, and I've had these sexual attractions to a range of people.
And it doesn't matter their gender.
And not really. To me, it's more, I don't know, it's a vibe or attitude or
do you
personality
feel
thing. I think for my understanding of demisexual and how I saw it in my husband was you really need to get to know someone. You really need to feel.
So it's more of attraction to their personality and who they are versus a physical attraction, or
I think that's part of it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So to get you turned on, it's not somebody has to be hey, let's go to dinner. You could be they could be hey, I want to fuck, and you might be down for it.
Possibly. So that was my intro into it, because yes, at a surface level, absolutely. What I found when I entered dating apps with that attitude was you can get in some trouble.
Wait. So to back up just a little bit, you read this book and you said to your husband, I want to do an open relationship, and that didn't work.
Did not work. He took it as he was already kind of a jealous person, and what I loved about the book was them talking about this idea of jealousy is natural, and it's also part because the way society puts this whole thing out, if somebody doesn't love just you, then they don't really love you or whatever, which isn't necessarily true, because their idea is love is infinite.
Yeah.
So why put a guardrail on it?
Yeah.
Let it flow.
So,
yeah.
So then your relationship with him ended.
Yes.
And then you decided to dive into polyamory.
I'll have to get you back about post-divorce getting back to dating, but yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, so I'll just sort of walk through it chronologically, where I mentioned the idea to him, he shut down. He had already kind of figured out, or had confessed for the first time we were together 11 years, and I had plenty of crushes over that time that I would just kind of fizzle out, because I knew, and there's something maybe safe about it that I felt I knew I couldn't really do anything about it, so it was fun for me to just fantasize about a person. And then I would try to put that energy into my relationship, but then at some point it didn't work anymore. And that was the point that I was reading about polyamory, and eventually telling him well, I do kind of like this guy at work, and blah blah blah,
and he goes, no, fuck no.
Oh, and he was he thought, oh, you've already fucked him, you're he had it made him lose complete trust for me and not believe anything, which was painful, because I thought, well, I'm into this because of the idea of the honesty and the idea of the openness, and I wouldn't bring it to you this way if I was keeping it secret.
Yeah. This isn't how I tell you that I cheated on you.
Yeah. I would keep it a secret.
We'll never tell. I'll never tell.
Okay, so you've been super open with him. You come to him, and you're super open, and he shuts down.
Yeah. And then eventually I realized that it wasn't going to work once I put that out there.
Yeah.
That, like, he knew something about me and the way, and there wasn't a way of him. Yeah. So, ironically, it was like 5 days before COVID lockdown. I was like, I'm out of here.
Oh, this is really recent.
I'm free. Hello, all
I'm
you.
going out of work. Like, I went out with this bartender from work. We had, like, this crazy night. I was like, I feel alive again. Oh, my God. I have to, like, pursue this feeling. Like, I'm not dead yet. And there was also something for me about turning 35, because it's the same distance between 20 and 50.
Oh, yeah.
And my mom died when she was 52.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I don't think I am her, but it made me think, well, this is it? Like, this can't be it. I have too much I want to try in my life.
Yeah.
And so, and my husband being demisexual and me just being hypersexual, I was always like, unsatisfied.
So how'd you get satisfied?
So, I got out, slowly. So Friday before the Sunday of lockdown, I tried to break up with him, and then we were all
Break up with your husband?
And then, I was like, I'm gonna go dance and be free and see things. And then they shut the world down. I was like, so, you wanna go to Target? And then we tried to kind of make it work for another few months until I realized, like, this is not good. And so, like, July 2020, this is so personal, but I'm telling you anyway. Like, we went on vacation in June. It was bad. I was like, all right, that's it. My birthday's in July, so I decided at the beginning of that year I wanted to, like, do something for myself, like go to a retreat or something. COVID shut down, so I booked a Airbnb for myself in Venice.
Yeah.
For the week of my birthday to sort of tell him, because I don't think he was believing, like, I was seriously out. And when he saw it, I got myself a vacation to be away from him for a week, literally 5 miles down the street.
Okay.
That he got it, and then he started moving his stuff out. And that was the beginning of me turning on my apps and putting myself out there,
and that's basically how you got into polyamory, was looking up ENN.
No, so ENM I learned later. The ethical slut came to me, I think, because I just, like, I knew, I forget how. Oh, this is how. I think it was also listening to Dan Savage. Do you know him? So his whole thing is monogamish. And I did this show at Second City called Some Fucking Advice. And a lot of it was inspired by Dan Savage sound bites and conversations. And that was 2018. So that was the beginning of me even realizing, like, there's another thing out there that isn't just for gay men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. It does get associated with gay men mostly. Yeah.
Right. And I was cast in the show as the token married lady, and then and that was probably the beginning of me hearing the term pansexual, demisexual, polyamorous, because there were other people in the cast that were representing that. And then, and at the same time, I was always crushing on somebody, so I was like, oh, that's what this is. This is like an identity, I guess.
Yeah.
So I want to hear about your first polyamorous experience.
Okay, well, I feel like you're asking about, well, I'm not sure. Maybe like a group sex thing, which I haven't.
No, so you're going out there and you're dating multiple men and telling
at the same
them,
time,
or women.
Yeah.
How do you?
I decided when I set up my dating profile, like, I'm putting out there I'm polyamorous, pansexual.
All
right. So I didn't at first. At first I was like, whatever. And then I'd meet some people that had more experience in that and understanding of that, and they would say, like, or I'd run into the problem of, like, if you don't tell somebody right away, they get mad.
Yeah.
Well, I want to hear then. I want to hear, like, the evolution. So, like, you get on the app. So, like, this.
Yeah.
How long were you married then?
Okay, so I was married for 7-8 years.
Okay.
At the end of the 7th year was when we started the divorce process.
Okay.
We were together for a total of 11 years.
Okay. So that's a good amount of time to not be on the apps.
Yeah, that's the thing. So I joined the apps for the first time in my life at 35 with this new, like, I'm polyamorous now. Let's see what happens.
And I could just, like, be attracted to you right out the gate. Were you fucking a lot?
Yeah. And I was
Dreamberry. Let's get to the details. How about the fucking?
I was overwhelmed by the validation I got instantly.
Yeah.
and how easy it was
I mean,
to
for
meet.
11 years monogamous and you're kind of like suppressing a lot of feelings, and all of a sudden it's like, you want this and I've been wanting this, and so
Yeah.
We
let's do
can
it.
both have this.
So
Yeah.
I want to hear about the first one.
Yeah.
I want to hear about number one. You
The
don't have to
first-
name names,
my
but I want to hear your
first
first app
one?
experience. Yes.
Well, when I was in that Venice Airbnb, I matched with this guy who's like a professional basketball player.
I'm sorry. I mean, that's
Yeah.
great. That's lovely.
Yeah,
I'm not
exactly
excited
though.
at all.
I had this moment like, that guy wants me? Really? Because I hadn't gotten like validation from the person I was with even that much over the years. Or it
Yeah.
didn't mean that much anymore. Like,
Yeah.
so I didn't even know,
So big basketball.
will people think I'm attractive? Will somebody, you know what I mean? And,
Could he handle his balls?
yes.
How is his handling?
He dribbled me up and down that court. baby. Swish.
Yes? Do you orgasm easily?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm very sensitive.
Okay.
I'm very receptive during
Okay.
sex, and so he also gave me great feedback. And he's like, oh, you're like really fun, because like I don't know, a lot of. It seems like a lot of very pretty girls, and a lot of these guys that are with like really pretty girls, like they don't do anything.
I've been with a
Like-
pretty man before. I know.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
too
me
pretty.
too.
It's like
They're just like, you can do it.
No
Go
one's-
ahead.
yeah,
They
no
just,
one's
like,
ever
what do they
told
call it?
you.
Starfish.
Just look at me.
Yes.
Just starfish and
So
look at
you
me.
don't starfish.
Not unless it's part of the game.
So you got in, you got wild, you got your orgasms, and he was like, "This was a good time." And you said, "Great, we're never seeing each other
Yeah,
again."
and then he was like, I mean, he's an international basketball player, so
Wow.
Oh.
it's like when you're not good enough for the NBA, you go to play like in Switzerland or whatever, you know,
Yeah.
that kind of thing, travel the world.
Oh,
So
wow.
he was
Okay.
like rolling through town, you know, for a few days, and
But was he very muscular?
oh my god, yes.
How was the dog?
Very tall, it was nice. It's kind of like one of those banana shapes.
Oh, yeah, the good old banana.
Yeah.
Since you don't like necessarily care a lot you don't care a lot about like you don't need to be wined and dined, or like you don't need a mental connection. Do
Well,
dogs, are you
The mental connection, though, you do
I'm
need.
glad you pointed that out, because
Yeah.
so that was my attitude in the beginning.
Yeah.
Over time, so basically, I sort of had that attitude.
pause on this though?
Yeah.
I did have a question about dongs.
Okay, you go through the
Yeah.
dong question at me.
Yes. So if you
Dong!
if
I never say that.
That's our mature word.
Yeah.
It's
That's
an
the
adult
scientific-
word.
yeah, scientific terminology. No, if you don't, like, you mentioned that you're kind of attracted to a lot of variety of people.
Yeah.
Are you like the size matters? It's too small. It's too big.
Do you have a
too
dong
little.
type?
Good question. Good question.
Wait,
Size does.
Do you have a dong type?
It's not about me.
Yeah.
Sorry, back to you, Lauren.
I tried to be open-minded at times, and I realized, although I'm 5'9", I can't be with a small man.
Oh, okay.
The smallest
like,
guy I was
break
with
me
was
off,
like
you
5'6". Like he was cut. He was like a soccer player or something. He was 5'6". But he was. Even though he's strong, like
Don't want no
I
short man.
Yeah, because I have body issues from being raised in the '90s and being tall and
Oh, good fun.
yeah, and so like to be the basketball player,
Yeah.
like I had a partner for a while. I was 6'7".
Yes.
I mean, it was the most
So
amazing
size
feeling
matters.
to feel tiny. Just somebody's hand on my body that like when their hand is like the size of my
Like a
ribcage.
big one.
Oh my
Big
god.
one.
But at the same time, I'll say about the dicks,
Yeah.
you can have, like, I've had some,
That's the male. Male
Okay.
job.
Just someone's listening in. Don't worry about
well, somebody got a package delivered?
Speaking of package.
Finally.
What I found with some big dicked men
Yeah.
is that they think that's enough and they don't have to do anything.
Oh, yeah.
They just, like, load it in there. And
Yeah.
you're like, okay, well, it's
Yeah.
not enough. So it's
No.
not everything. I've had, like, great orgasms from guys that have, like, whatever, average size cocks.
So you're a
but
size
they,
queen.
no, they, I do say that if somebody asks. But at the same time, like, you better be able to, like, so I was on sort of a hiatus for, like, 6 months, and I got back out there
The dong
a few
hiatus.
months ago, yeah. And I was with this dude, and he was one of the biggest I'd been with. But he didn't know how to like really juice it up first to like really make it be everything like as good as it could be.
It was just he was the starfish. Well, his dick was the starfish.
Yeah, I was like, that's not as big, but it's like you can do things that make me all ready for it better, and then you'll have more fun, and we'll have more fun. Yeah.
So it's like you have to do very, very little.
Just like a little goes a long way. Yeah, exactly.
Sex is like a wine and dine. You gotta do the whole thing. You gotta like pick them up, take them to dinner, do
like
an
the
appetizer,
whole,
and drink.
I mean, have you seen like the whole clitoris like horseshoe shape? Like, have you seen those?
I have a vagina, but I don't know
so
what you're talking about.
Anatomically, and this is why most people don't know this because it's not published in medical journals. And I follow this woman who is amazing, Jessica Ann Penn, out there. She is making it her life's work to make clitorises in medical journals and textbooks because they don't even mention it.
Oh, well, that might help us all.
Wouldn't that help us all? And now there's this thing that's very popular where people are getting their vaginas reconstructed and then they get their clitorises like maimed and then they have no feeling down there anymore.
Oh, jeez. Because they don't know about the horseshoe.
They don't even know about the horseshoe and they don't know that like some lips are out and some are in and it's all good. Don't worry about it. Don't let anybody make you feel bad about how your vagina looks.
Yeah. So you are a size queen. You have this horseshoe. What's about the horseshoe? You said that there's something to turn it on.
Oh yeah, like
how do we turn it? How do we turn the horseshoe on?
Activating like the whole horseshoe situation. Like I've had experience with guys that like really understand.
Give me some. Are you talking
the
about
anatomy?
Just the clitoris? Or are you talking about the lips?
So like
I'm a woman. These are
let's see if we can pull up a picture to reference. Well, because you have these like nerve endings that are like under the whole like vulva and everywhere.
No one's gonna have it. They don't even have it in medical books. But we're talking about the main thing, right?
The main clit?
There's like the beanie part, but that's not all of it. Like the nerve endings
I don't know how to spell clitoris. Apparently, I got clit R us.
Oh my god!
It's a T-shirt that says clit R us.
Why is it just men modeling? This is so dumb. Oh my god!
Okay.
Bless you.
Okay. We're gonna have to come back to horseshoes. We're gonna have to come back to your emotions because our caller.
Oh my god! Is that here already?
We're actually late. Yeah.
All right.
So we're gonna take a quick break and we're gonna come right back to talk about the horseshoe. Wow, she showed me a picture.
Oh.
Okay, I
There's
actually
a
have
lot.
More questions.
Yeah,
a lot going on.
We'll be back. Hey, Sarah.
Hello.
Hi. Hello.
This is Greenberry.
And Kirsten.
And this is Adult Buddy Finders, and you are live.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so exciting.
And we're so excited that you're called. Thank you. As you know, our guest today is Polyamorous. You are on with Lauren Michaels, and we know that you have a question, so we'll just let you take it away.
Oh, thank you. I was just wondering, and thank you so much for taking my question. What signs do you look for in a polyamorous person? Like, is there a special look, or like, is there like a piece of like jewelry or an article of clothing? Like, is there like signs? You know what I'm talking about? You know how like there's rocks out on people's front porches to see different things.
What's the bat signal?
Symbol. There might be a flag in the LGBT lineup that I'm not familiar with. You know, they've got different flags for all the letters.
Yeah.
I wish I knew if there was like a jade I could look out for on someone and just jump their bones. That would really simplify the process. But in my limited experience, I find that a lot of people define polyamory specific to what their life is. And it just takes a lot of communication ongoing to see if you're aligned with that person and how they view their polyamorous journey as well.
So the best signal is to just ask, and they say yes.
I would say polyamorous people are big on communication, and if someone's not willing to communicate that, then they probably aren't really polyamorous.
That old gem, just talking, I suppose.
So, Sarah, are you going out to bars, or are you on the apps? How else can we help you find what you're looking for?
Yeah, I mean, basically, I feel like I can't really be as honest as I want to be when I'm out on apps because you get such terrible feedback, specifically as female identifying. Just a lot of terrible comments or like people responding, and so I feel like I can't even get anyone on the apps. So I'm just out in the world, just boldly, and I don't drink that much, so I'm not at bars. Basically, I'm just like, maybe if I'm here at the beach and somebody catches my eye.
Well, let me say, I'm curious which apps, because I actually, and maybe part of this is why, I got kicked off of Tinder. I got kicked off of Hinge.
Oh, wow.
I wonder if part of that was me being honest about what I was looking for.
Oh,
or
interesting.
retaliatory from people that didn't like it, or who knows.
Oh, wow.
There is one app that I know of that is more catered to people that are already very familiar with that lifestyle, and that sort of cuts away a lot of the shock value where you'll meet people with more experience. And I think like entering that community is so valuable to talk to people that have their own stories about it. That app is called Field. It's FEELD. It's a really
feel.
Yeah, exactly.
Feel D. I get it.
Exactly. And
Feel D.
it's I'm not it's a little buggy, so people get a little frustrated on it. It's not as smooth as some of these bigger apps, but it's access to at least even conversations about people with
That's awesome.
open relationships and things like that.
I'd never even heard of that.
Yeah, me neither.
Learned it today.
Yay! There's a lot of acronyms and abbreviations on there that I'm still learning. Once you see everybody list it all.
What are some of those acronyms?
Well, one of them would be ENM, ethical non-monogamy.
Have you heard of that, Sarah?
So only when I was very briefly in the app world trying to be like a little more like back when I tried to post what I was really looking for, I saw it. I never posted it myself, so I've heard of it, but I just didn't really like. I was too nervous to like engage.
Okay. That's fair.
Are there any other ones, Lauren, that you could suggest?
I've heard, I haven't tried this one yet, I've heard that OkCupid is more leaning towards like accepting of thruples and multiple definitions of relationships and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Nice.
So that's one to maybe try along with Field.
Yeah, Field is funny because they sort of encourage you to lean into the things you're scared to tell people. They'll tell you to like make a fake name, like just put yourself out there however you want to be, because it's like an open space for accepting.
Nice.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I see a lot of guys on there that are, this is the first time I saw this term, hetero-flexible.
Oh.
What is
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Like that to be able to have a space where you can be that open is so cool. And not have to like give away your name or give away any kind of like information that I don't want everybody to know about, but like still don't want to be wandering out here lost and lonely.
Right.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But hopefully one day we can just put that all out and be completely open with it and not have to be anonymous.
I think you'll find, what I have started to find, the more people I meet that are familiar with that and that are accepting of themselves, the easier it is for me to be honest and put myself out there in a way that's specifically catering to whatever desires, you want to put out there.
I'm really grateful to you guys for this info. I didn't know there was an app. Maybe I can oh my gosh, dip my toe back in.
Dip and stick those toes in.
Yeah, dip, stick, and lick, and whatever you want to do with those toes.
With however many people you want.
Damn straight. Oh my gosh, thank you guys so much.
Sarah, you're awesome. Thanks for being vulnerable, opening up to us, and hopefully we helped you a little bit.
Absolutely. You did so much. Thank you so much. I love this podcast.
Oh, thank you.
Bye, Sarah.
Bye, Sarah.
Bye.
Yes.
She was awesome.
Yeah.
I think that was good advice.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I'm so grateful that I am now, you know, a year and a half, 2 years in, can have some perspective.
Yeah, you're like, hey, this is a word for me. That I never heard of field. Now I know.
Yeah.
We'll put it in our show notes.
Yeah.
Show notes, people, if you
Hopefully
keep on listening.
The person like you will only take half a year versus 2.5 years.
Okay, let's do that horseshoe. Back to the
horseshoe. Oh yeah, because we're talking about loving a big dick, but
Yes.
the big dick isn't attached to a nice brain. It's not that great.
It's not a good dick then.
It's not. It's just
that
like
goes back to the emotions, because that's where we were like, because I was like,
okay, right. Because we were kind of talking about how like I entered this like I don't need to like don't wine and dine me, let's just fuck.
Yeah.
But then I realized like a lot of guys will say they're polyamorous but like they don't really care about you.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's
And
just
I realized like I as much as I'm like polysexual, like I'm like, but I also that amorous part I realized after a while I wasn't getting.
Important.
Yeah.
And I realized it took a few relationships and ongoing sort of like fuck buddy situations for me to realize like that is actually important to me, is like having a friend. Having somebody that will like show up for you if you have a problem.
Yeah.
And somebody that will like share a meal with you and maybe go to a museum or whatever.
because polyamorous is having a connection with everyone who's in that relationship with you. Or
it depends, because sometimes like for instance that 6'7" man, he was
BD basketball player.
he was also a basketball player, another basketball player. I've had a few. It's nice because, you know, like I said,
You tall.
I'm tall, so come on.
Tall people society.
And it's funny when you kiss a man who's that tall because they're used to leaning down so far, and you're like, you don't, like, they do this whole curve thing, and I'm like, I'm right here, relax.
Giraffe.
You don't have to go that low. Unless you want to kiss a different part.
Yeah.
I'm not the lowest hanging fruit.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, your toes can touch my toes in bed? No. Anyway, so he was in what he called, he described himself as polyamorous. He had a girlfriend. They had sort of, it was more of like an open relationship though, where I never met her. I think she knew about me. I knew about her. I think I only knew her name because I stalked him online or something.
That's why we have the internet,
Right?
to know who each other's partners are.
And so he would save kind of all the girlfriendy stuff. And this is the thing too that's common in there's like sort of a tier system in a lot of polyamorous situations where somebody will have their primary partner and then their outside partners. So he had what he described as his primary partner, like weekends reserved for her. They would go on trips and everything, and then he'd call me to like come over and like fuck during his like.
Oh, so it might have been open at all. Did you ever meet her?
I never met her.
Oh.
I think he kind of told me that she was also into girls, so she would like. One time I saw him on a Saturday because his girlfriend was like out with some girls or something.
So there's a whole schedule, right?
Suspicious.
You basically
It's a lot for like a person who's. Yeah.
You're scheduling stuff.
Yeah. It can be a little overwhelming if you outsource yourself too much.
At the moment, you're not in a relationship. You're polyamorous dating.
Yeah, so they call it solo poly.
Solo poly.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
That's such a cool term.
It
Yeah,
is kinda
right?
Cool.
Solo poly.
Yeah.
So you're looking.
See, I was in a cockroach stir or whatever.
Yeah, you're a king cockroach.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, you're still a king cockroach.
Solo poly. So sometimes that means like I think I've always been solo poly because even when I was in those relationships, I was kind of always on the outside tier. I haven't had the primary partner.
Yeah.
I haven't entered that yet. I want that to have like primary-ish
Yeah.
person that you like do stuff with that's still cool with like everybody getting their kicks in the ways they need them to.
Okay, so at this part, we may have to have you back.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
part two, yeah.
Yeah, because it's like
Yes, please.
the whole inner workings of the relationship. You really aren't there yet. You're kind of you're like a baby.
I told you I was.
I love it. We're gonna have you back. We're gonna see the whole journey.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Kind of like is it like a poly virgin? Is that
poly
like
baby?
a baby, yeah.
Yeah.
Poly baby.
I'm like a poly baby. And I meet people that have been doing this like 20 years, you know.
Solo poly baby.
Yeah.
Have you been with women yet? You said that.
Not completely. There's a few times I like went out with couples and thought I was going to, and then something kind of like, I don't know. I found like I've made out with women a lot. I find that I get more like emotionally attached and involved, and then it's harder for me to just be like, it's just sex, whatever.
Okay.
So that has stopped me a couple times.
Okay.
A handful of times, yeah.
Do you feel like you want to be in a relationship that would be with a woman and somebody else, but in a relationship with a woman? So what's stopping you is that you want to be in a relationship with them,
That'd
but
be
they
your
don't.
primary?
No, because that seems like
I feel like I'm putting this
women enough to be primary.
Uh-huh.
But like for instance, like I almost hooked up with this couple, and the girl was like, I mean, they were really young, and she was kind of starfishing, She was doing that thing, and I was like, oh my god, is this what guys
You
do?
did
Like,
hook up?
no, like we started to, and then I was like, it's not.
Was she really pretty?
You started to kiss, and she just laid down, and
She was like, I think she was a little drunk, and she's like, nah. And I was like, oh, I don't know.
You gotta get the horseshoe.
Yeah, I'm feeling like this isn't the right. It needs to be. I guess maybe I'm more demisexual when it comes to women. Maybe that's what it is.
Oh,
But with men, I feel
Interesting.
more like
Layers.
carnal, primal, and I don't care as much.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
See, that's your 5 men. Like you're not a princess in the tower. You're like you got your 5 men that you want to
Fight over. Yeah, come on.
You're like, I was never trapped. I'm here to capture you all. There's a lady, and you're like, you can live here too. That's your fairy tale.
Yeah, maybe.
All right. I actually think we should take your horseshoe to video.
Okay.
So for
Whoa.
listeners,
Whoa, we're not that type of.
I mean, I do have those videos.
Your
so like,
personal
somewhere,
horseshoe, Lauren Nichols. Let's get your personal horseshoe on video, and then you show us what you like, and then platonically.
We're those type of friends.
We'll go, you know, like when I touch that?
How about here?
Oh my god.
Where's the good luck part of the horseshoe?
That's so funny.
So Lauren, thank you so much for letting us
Oh my
explore
god, thank you.
this with you.
Yeah,
What a
We
joy.
learned a lot.
about your horseshoe.
I think
And about bananas.
banana sizes do matter, and their shapes.
I think and how you use them
And
was
how
the
you
bigger
use
thing.
them.
They're not just there for looks.
And seriously, don't forget about that tongue.
Yeah, like
Are we coming
There are
to all
other things
three?
we have for
Yes.
our
fingers
disposal
and
and
tongues,
brain.
lips and sucking and all this
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Don't
Anything like a
do
toe,
one trick pony.
like a toe suck thing. Do you like that stuff?
Oh my god, I got like a foot massage and came one time.
Really?
And then I totally understood that whole Pulp
You are
Fiction
sensitive.
reference.
You
in a whole new way. I was like,
Who foot
yeah.
massaged you? Where did you go?
This
I'm gonna write
guy,
down.
man, he taught me a lot about my own horseshoe. I think he might have been
Oh, it was a
somewhat.
lover.
Well, that's a nice word for it. Yes.
You weren't like getting a pedicure.
She loved
No,
some
no, no.
part of it.
He was trying to make something happen.
banana.
Oh, yeah.
And he loved a lot of parts of it.
That's lovable. Okay, I got sidetracked. I'm like, let's wrap this up. Okay,
Yeah.
did you cover?
Wait, my baby toe.
So the guy taught you about your horseshoe. He made you he massaged you, made you orgasm. Oh, what's the simplest things that made you orgasm? Is that it? The massage?
I guess like baby toe, coming from my baby toe was.
Coming from your baby toe.
Wow. I feel like that should be a book or a movie or.
Yeah.
I need this story out there.
I know. I think this is another hour.
But I think also like
Just
it's all interrelated with like the stories I tell in my head that turn me on as well.
Yeah.
We had somebody else who was talking about stories turn her on.
Yeah, and I think that's why I always like my crushes were always such a turn on because they became this whole story in my mind.
Oh yeah.
And that part is so
Fantasy.
exciting. So like what we didn't even get to was like I had kind of a list of my crushes. Like once I got single, I started like going down my list, and then
yes.
I would find that like the fantasy in real life
Didn't
is
live
not
up to
like
it.
the story.
It's
in my
like-
head. You're dealing with a real person, and it's not.
It's like that whole thing, don't meet
Yeah.
your heroes, don't meet your crushes.
Don't
Don't
fuck
sleep with your
Don't fuck
crushes.
your crushes.
Don't fuck
Stay
your
with
crushes.
crushes.
Another book.
Now we got the name of 2 memoirs by Lauren Michaels.
Yes.
Came from my baby toe and don't fuck your
Like a
crushes.
3-book series now. Just from this
Three-book
conversation.
Awesome. one another.
Yeah, that's
Here
right.
at Adult Buddy Finders, we all are buddies.
And we're all finding something.
We're finding something. Book titles. I'm gonna ask my partner for a foot massage.
I am not.
There you go.
I do not touch my
Like
toes.
baby
little
toe?
toe sucking also?
Oh, I've had some toe suckage, and I didn't hate it one bit. As a matter of fact, I liked it.
I like it. However,
I don't think I orgasmed.
I would not suck someone else's toe necessarily.
Oh, I would not touch another person's toe.
I
If
suck
you
a
touch
lot
my
of
foot,
things.
you're probably getting kicked in the face. I'm just saying, do not get anywhere near feet.
Wow.
She
Good to know.
Right. You won't hear Greenberry for the rest of this podcast because I just choked her out.
Trachea shot.
Yeah. I'm fine. She lied. She didn't hit me. I'm fine. Okay, Lauren Michaels. We learned a lot. We know about your books, your future books.
Yeah.
Where do we find you?
Follow me at my Instagram at LOrangeMIC.
Okay.
I also have Sweet Relish Films, which has been kind of on hiatus.
Okay.
But that's a little production company that I'm looking to
Nice.
restart soon. I have all this footage that I have yet to edit. So
Really?
sure, stock
Follow
away.
there. All right.
Awesome.
Well, thank you so much for everything. Again, for taking us on this journey. And I think we should do a video of the horseshoe.
Yeah, definitely.
So
Yeah.
We'll do that.
Okay,
for,
great.
for our listeners. You have to pay an extra. You gotta pay an extra toe rub.
you have to pay an extra like, subscribe, and share.
Oh my god.
Hanging around with you.
All right, thank you so much for listening or watching.
Yes, thank you. And if you want to know where to find Lauren, if you want to see this horseshoe video, you are going to have to go to our show notes because we gave you that information, but it's all going to be typed out so that we don't have to spell it out for you again. And
Well,
of course,
we
we're
will
always-
be spelling it out for you in the show notes.
Yes, but we don't have to do it right here. You can just look down there. You can find out where to find Lauren. You can find out where to find us, our website, our Facebook, all that good information.
And our next
got
show,
something you wanna
yes,
tease?
I want to give you a little
You
tease
feel
for.
like teasing someone?
Oh God, I love teasing someone.
she's a little
Someone's.
tease.
All sorts of people.
Whoever's ears is on this, you're getting teased.
Oh yeah. All right. So our next show,
Ooh,
we're gonna be reaching out to all of you listeners.
yummy.
We want to hear your questions. We want to hear about what you've learned about sex recently, whether it's from trying or just questions you have.
And that will be our show.
Yes, it's going to be a slightly different show. And so we hope you stay tuned and listen to that.
Callers only. All calls, all the time. You, listener, will be our caller, will be our guest. But if you're just now hearing this, you won't be our caller. Or maybe you will. Who knows? Lauren, thank you so much for being on our show.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. I'm Lauren Michaels. This has been a blast. Please share this story with everyone you love.
Woohoo!
All you E-N-M, I turned my page so now I can't see. E-N-M-ers.
Yes, you polys out there.